12 News, it's homecoming week. All of your favorite personalities from the past are coming back and catching up with us.
Tonight, the legendary Kent Dana talks about the family business of making great TV and shares some advice that his father gave to him.
Channel 12, Arizona's leading news station. This is Action News.
Good evening, I'm Kent Dana.
First of all, how come I age and you don't?
You know, there's a lot of talk about that around town. And
You look great.
well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You do.
And about 400 miles to the north at Marquette State Prison, more inmate rioting.
My point is, when I see you, I still recognize you as the dean of 12 News.
And finally tonight, you've probably heard it by now, the Chicago...
Now, do people still recognize you today and come up to you? Viewers?
Yeah.
They do? How does that
And you
make
know
you
what
feel?
it is? You know when it is? It's when I'm at the supermarket. I haven't shaved for 5 days. My hair's a mess, and I'm wearing a grubby shirt. Oh, I know you.
You're like,
It never
great.
fails. Never fails.
But how does it feel to have viewers come up to you and just tell you, I grew up watching you?
Well, it's an honor. It really is an honor.
In Atlanta, final arguments will be given tomorrow in the Wayne...
You know, besides the fact that my son is in the business, and I'm proud of what he's doing. My dad was also in the business. He was a radio announcer for years and years. And it's kind of a generational thing that doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, I remember when you used to have your father on, and the two of you on Father's Day
Hello, I'm Kent Dana. Sunday is Father's Day.
Yes.
would read the news together. And then
Yes.
years later, as Joe transitioned into the business, you would have Joe on.
Look important.
I am sitting up.
All right.
I am sitting up.
No, Dad, look, it's all wrong. Look, even your tie's all tweaked.
Tweaked? What kind of word is tweaked?
And I would be willing to bet that there aren't 3 generations of broadcasters in one family in one town.
Something my dad told me, and I think I passed it on to Joe, and that is take your work seriously, just don't take yourself seriously. And it made it a lot easier when you're dealing with tough situations.
That crackdown on Phoenix street vendors will continue.
Are there any particular stories that you look back on? I mean, you covered so many for so long, but are there certain ones that stick out in your mind?
You know, the one that probably had the most impact on me was the Oklahoma City bombing. And the reason was I was back there for 5 days, and you can't spend that much time with a community and not feel what they're starting to feel.
But you also, and I think the majority of the time, covered stories that you really loved and that you connected with on a personal basis. And I'm guessing that Wednesday's Child, which you started here years ago and still continues to this day, was something that you're really proud of.
You know, it was the highlight of my week, only because you could see lives changing. And it was tough. Some of those situations were tough. I'll never forget, we were in Yuma, and we're walking across a park, and this little girl who was 5, she wanted to go to the car. I had to get some more tape, and she wanted to go with me. So we're walking along, and she grabs my hand. And she says, "Will you be my daddy?" And it was, I can still see her.
What do you miss most about the business?
You know, it's just coming down here every day and being with fun people and being around stories that are new and fresh and happening right now. That just isn't going to change.
Issues in Arizona that have not been resolved, the governor's race and the Martin Luther King holiday question.
What do you think when you watch Channel 12 today?
Well, first of all, I think, in all honesty, that you're still at the forefront. I trust this group and the people that you work with.
Well, that means a lot coming from him.
It does, and he really, I mean, the term the dean of TV news in the Valley really, really applies. It probably isn't enough
Enough.
about who he is, but such a terrific guy.
And people always come up to you and think that you're Kent
And
Dana,
how
which
about
cracks
seeing
me up.
Joe, who
Oh, gosh.
really hasn't changed, sitting alongside his dad and sitting alongside his grandfather.
His grandfather. That's so awesome to see the generations of journalists here in the Valley.
Yeah, and Joe's son, who you didn't see in that, looks just like Joe when he was that age.
Yes.
All right, well, tomorrow night we'll catch up with another 12 News favorite, Linsu Cooney.
And you can also check out vintage 12 News photos from the past by going to 12news.com/homecoming.